objectives was to give the titles. Everyone doesn't have to do this, but if you gave to say, you know, how fabulous your extended essay was, and what the topic was, and why you should really, really, really pick something you like to write your essay. Go ahead, Chris.
Okay. I really don't like history, but I wrote my extended essay in history, so you can pick whatever subject you choose. And I believe I wrote about religion in ancient Egyptian art and architecture. Yeah, so.
I actually have a similar case. History is not my favorite subject, but I ended up doing it in history anyways. I wrote about the effect of World War II on the development of the computer.
I had a similar case as these two as well. I did Russian history, and I did the evolution of the women's rights movement throughout the 20th century and which wave of the women's rights was the most effective.
I did the same thing as they did. I don't like history, but honestly, I think it's because history is one of the easier ones to write about. Like, if you look at them, biology was really hard and math seemed hard, so I was like, oh, history. So, mine was about the creation of the financial system, I guess, is the easiest way to put it.
Hey, Anna, before you go, the extended essay is actually a college-level research paper. Takes about 8 months. It's about 4,000 words, which is about 14 to a million pages. 14 to 16 pages. Okay, just so you know what that is a component of the diploma program.
I did mine in English, and I actually love English, and I loved my topic. I wrote on feminism in the Hunger Games series, and so I thought it was really fun to write about, but actually, like, the Hunger Games were something totally new. And so there wasn't a lot of research that I could do about it, and if you do IB, then I would suggest that you don't do what most of us did and wait until the last week to write it, because it's bad to do that.
I also wrote my extended essay in English, and my topic was gender roles in Arthurian legend. And there was I picked a really, really broad topic, so when you pick a topic, pick something a bit more specific, because there were like 80 different translations of one story, and it was really hard to write. So just pick something that's narrow enough that you can write enough on.
Okay, I'm starting to trend, so I did mine also in English, but I guess it could have maybe counted as history too. I did mine on the influence of the French Napoleonic Wars on the Grimm's fairy tales, and then going off of what Hannah said, it's so important that you do it early, because I did mine at the end of the summer and everybody else was crying, and I was like, yeah! So, that's probably, it makes it so much easier because then you're not stressing out, and that's, again, one of the most important things about IB is always get it done early, because then you won't have paper on top of paper, and so the extended essay is one of those papers.
Alright, I also did an English one, and I compared William Golding's Lord of the Flies and Ray Bradbury's For Net 51, two of my favorite books, and I compared the evolution of society, or how they created themselves, which is really fun in my perspective. But originally, I actually chose a biology paper, but in the summertime, it's very hard to do your own research, especially when you have no one to help you with that research. So, just stay.
Well, chemistry was my favorite class, so I did it in chemistry. And I did an experiment at UCCS where I basically analyzed a bunch of different chocolates and saw how they were different and talked about their physiological effects. While I did enjoy my subject, it wasn't a very good one to write about because, you know, at the end it was sort of divided between chemistry and biology, and they're not very fond of doing, like, combining subjects in your extended essay.
Okay, well, I love French, and so I decided to write mine in French, and it was about human rights and how it's represented in literature. So I looked at a comparison between Les Mis and the Arab Spring, and specifically Facebook posts. So it was interesting.
And when she says she wrote it in French, she actually wrote it in French. Just wanted to point that out.
Holly did hers in English too.
And Holly did hers in English.
She about Harry Potter.
About Harry Potter.
Well, J.K. Rowling, right? Harry Potter.
Okay,